you working? Please go live. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yay. I have earphones in my ears. So I was like, why do I hear weird? It's because I have stuff in my ears. Dork. Okay, so welcome back. If you hear background noise, I have a kid, okay? I know that. Anyone else should know that at this point. Here we go. So, as you can see here, I have a sketchbook that I rarely use because this surface area, man, this takes me back to as far as maybe 6th grade where I started getting into sketchbooks and all that stuff. The spiral ones, but I also had like hardcovers. Those were my go-to until I realized they're not made very well, or I was quite rough with sketchbooks. And I'm sorry I'm stalling for time because, hold on a second. Hey, don't be noisy, please, okay? It was fine all night. It was noisy when you start touching it, so don't meddle around with that. And if I hear marbles, I'm going to eat the chocolate. Okay? Sorry, I have to be a little bit strict because if I let him do too much, he'll be too much. So anyway, why did I save so many cute things? That's not what I want to have on my no eraser challenge. So while I am trying to find something, and if I can't find anything, I can resume drawing King Tut's thing that I tried to do long ago in high school. Yes, long ago. And so, yeah, there's my friend, if you don't mind. Oh, there's Omega Red. It's just going to be a rehash of Jim Lee's stuff. So I'm trying not to do that too much. So how's your guys' week going on so far? As for me, thank you for the like. And where did you go? Still thanks anyway. So anyway, I am just trying to figure something. There is Shenron the dragon, but I don't care for the dragon, unfortunately. But I have been a little bit busy with help with my kids' spring break. Fun fact, when they start having homework, that's your homework. And I don't mean by copying. I mean, you're doing the homework for the kid. You're helping him out or her out, making sure it's correct. And then there you go. But actually, I don't need that much prompting. I just give him ideas on how to solve the problem, and then he does it. No problem. All right. So, but even still, I have to participate in helping him with homework. All right. And so, oh my God, why do I have so many cute things? And then I have dystopian Disney characters. I don't know. What is this crap? I know. It's not, the typical content of war movies, war. Oh my God. Why do I have butts in here? And I have naked mole rats. Should I draw a naked mole rat? Should I? What is that? Why do I have weird things? Oh, so actually, maybe Soul Calibur. I kind of miss them, but I don't have too much. It's always, no, never mind. I have to erase. So I have to find things I'm trying to not erase. It's not easy for me because I am a notorious erasing person. I don't know what the terminology for that is. Do you know? I don't. But, yeah, it's kind of annoying that while I accept the challenge, at the same time, there's Joker. I already drew Joker, though. There's Fushigi Yugi. Oh my God, does anyone remember Fushigi Yugi? Probably no one, unfortunately. That's how old I am. Bumblebees? No bumblebees. There was a big fat bumblebee that flew on my shirt in high school, and then I screamed and I swiped it away. Thankfully, I didn't get stung. I never got stung by bees, but I like to keep that track record of no bee stings. Okay, if you want to get stung, I don't know. That's on you, not on me. Oh my god, why do I have so many cute things? And I'm trying to do something, maybe Frieza. But he's too easy looking. I don't know. Okay, so I don't know what to draw apparently, and that sucks. And I still have, I can show a few things while I'm trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing. So I have this work in progress going on. It's not looking so good, but it's getting there. It's getting there. But she's supposed to be Filipino. She's one of those sea nomads. And I just thought the thumbnail I saw on YouTube, bless you, was quite cool. And I am a sucker for sea life, underwater life, ocean scenery with people and this and that. I am a sucker for that stuff. But I did fix it, but now I'm stuck with trying to paint sand on her face and the lighting from the reflection underneath the water. So yeah, it's been a struggle. So hopefully I will not take too long on this. This is even a smaller painting than the last two I've been doing, but it's, why do I put myself in such positions? I don't know. I'm trying to improve myself, and yet I struggle so annoyingly bad. And then in here, I'm supposed to be drawing, and I'm not, because I don't know what to freaking draw. That's why I think this is why I stopped doing the sketchbook thing, because I'm like stuck on what the heck do I even draw? I don't know. And I said I do a no eraser challenge. You know what? I said I was not going to do King Tut, but I'm going to work on King Tut, because that was exactly what I worked on in high school, and it's a default at this point. I don't know what else. There's so many references I've been hoarding all this time, and I cannot decide. But before I start, I can show a bit. Yes, I got this from Barnes & Noble for $10. That's a steal. Okay. So I kind of like how they sort of treat this like a book. I don't take it that seriously. Like, oh my god, this. Why? Okay, so here's the first one. And I was quite pleased with this one. I love the Inferno series in particular with, see, why did they go? And I was about to show, I think it's because I don't shut up. I'm sorry. But anyway. So I have Magic staring at her possible future self of Darkchild during the Inferno series in New Mutants. And she was like, what the fuck is that? And hey, if you saw that in your reflection, I'd be quite mortified as all hell is all the same. But this was unlike my usual sketchbooks where I only do pencils and inks and that's it, or at the surface level coloring is color pencil. I used acrylic paint, and that was a lot of fun. I was always afraid that it would buckle. It held on to its own. Plus it helps to put some heavy ass stuff on it, on the sketchbook when you're done. And if I sound a little nasally or a little bit congested, spring allergies are fantastically annoying. Okay, so this one also acrylic paint. After I found out I can do paintings on sketchbooks, I was a little excited, but that excitement kind of died. If you can see how very little I worked on, it's not a lot. So this is the giant bee in It Takes Two, that game. Well, I forgot what game console it was, but I played it on the PC with my husband, and that game, man, it's so stressful. And then this one is Eve Durden from Parasite Eve. Does anyone remember that? Only the first game, I think, was the best one. Second, I kind of glazed over when they were just succumbing to the fan service of Aya. But with Eve, I liked her transformation, even though it was kind of messed up. She didn't really have much of an identity. But this is someone else's fan art that I thought was pretty cool, and I could test painting details with, and this is how it turned out. It could have been a lot more different, but I don't know. I caved under pressure. This is basic, just ocean scene. I don't think I finished this one. And there's some, do you want to see sketches? Well, this was a jeepney. It's just okay. This was Antoinette from, I forgot the name, like maybe it's called The Android. It was one of the 80s animes. At first, I thought it was crap. It was quite slow, but I watched it again as an adult. I felt bad for her. This was supposed to be Dory when she was a baby. This was supposed to be Genocyber, but I got lazy. See, this I have this terrible thing going on. And some fat cat, I think he's cute. He or she is cute. Just needs to be on a bit of a diet. Is it discoloring? I don't know. Or is it just shadows? I forgot. This was another challenge I did on Instagram, and it was like a Crayola marker challenge. What I liked about this was I made the background a lot more blurry using water to give it a watercolor effect. Actually, I should try that again, but on watercolor paper. So that would be interesting to try. And I forgot what kind of bird this was, but I love the colors some birds have. And so I did that. It was pretty fun. Not the best, but still fun. Oh, that's some OCIDs. Oh, and this was, I think a second sketch of one of the paintings I did. I think I can bring it over. Yeah. So see the stark contrast of what I had to do. All right. So just because sketches don't always look the same, there's no guarantee it'll stay. Yeah, you know. But this was like maybe sometime last year, and that painting was a few days ago. So you can kind of see that it takes me a while depending on how motivated I am, unfortunately. Here's some cute stuff. Tuxedo Sam from Sanrio. I never released this one because I didn't really like it, but I thought it was kind of cute. But this kind of made me feel creeped out a bit. The texture was a little ew. And I don't know if you want to eat that. I probably would by mistake and then realize it's screaming in my mouth. So I wouldn't want that. And this is the very last painting. I did not finish this one, unfortunately, because of this thing. Why did I put that there? All right. So what the heck am I going to draw this time? Now that I wasted 11 minutes. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I wanted to do something different. I'm going to have to change the description later. And then, where did you go? Okay, fine. Leave me in my lowest point of not figuring out what to draw. So I did find King Tut stuff. I also wanted to try Chun-Li. Is it Chun-Li or Chun-Li? We always grew up calling her Chun-Li, but I think it's Chun-Li. I'll ask my husband. He's the Chinese one. So anyway, yes, which one? I think the classic has to be this guy here. Yeah. All right. So this, I'm not saying this is the exact replica that I did back in high school. No, I don't think so. And even though I have an eraser, this will not be used. Probably. I'll try my best. So what my teacher in high school mentioned was you have 7 to 8 opportunities to draw without any erasing. However, I'm drawing it with a freaking this thing in my way, and I cannot do the simple basic face because I have to get the outline first, and I have to draw much more lightly than usual. So I don't think I can finish this on here live unless for whatever reason there's people on here that want to hang around. Some people peeked in and left, so I'm going to count that as every person that shows up extra 5 minutes or 2 minutes, whatever. So yeah. So what I remember what the teacher taught, I don't even know if he's alive. I assume so. I haven't heard any news on I don't know on Facebook. And so what I usually do is draw the face first. That was the default thing that I learned. But then when I was in this class, I had to not do that. And I have to make sure I do the outer lining, which is weird for me. I'm not very used to that. So I have to get I didn't draw light enough. You can still, it's supposed to be much lighter, but I am a messy penciler. For those of you who've been here a while, you would know that by now. So, plus, if I remember, the paper I used was much larger than this, so I have to make it smaller. And yeah, I think afterwards, if this is kind of a bust, I will show you guys what I have in my playing card stash. I misplaced it and then I found it, so I will share it's not a lot, unfortunately. Unlike the message card art, which is like 100 per pack, a single pack anyway, total being 200, and something fell. What else fell? I told you not to do that, please. Well, you keep poking at it. Of course it's going to collapse. So anyway, yes, I will have conversations off and on. So, oh my God, this is going to look bad. I can feel it in my bones. So this will not fit. I'm not very good at sizing. Measurements are not my forte in drawing, unfortunately. For those who can work in measurements, I am envious of your skills. It's even in this angle, it doesn't look. That's supposed to be symmetrical. Probably not. I'm supposed to draw much lighter. I cannot emphasize this enough, and I'm failing already. Okay, fine. Fail live. Why don't you? Okay, fine. I think that's a good thing. I know there are some artists who just draw so effortlessly, and it doesn't look like a thing. Like, and maybe they'll say, "Oh, I'm struggling." You don't realize, but it looks a lot better than whatever the hell I'm doing. Oh my goodness gracious. What? Why aren't you not? Take that down then. It's so high. Come on. He's playing with his marble run and it's like toppling over because it's taller than him. He likes marble run. So yes, he doesn't want me to help. Probably because he knows his mom is clumsy. Anyway, so I haven't done this exercise since, as I mentioned, high school. And it's quite odd to be doing this again. Because it sort of takes me back to high school and not in a good way. Probably because I mentioned this story on Instagram about participating in this class because it's either that or I do sports, and I'm not an athletic person despite having both athletic parents. So, and it's not just me. A whole bunch of my siblings are not that keen on sports either. So, hey, don't just pin it on me either, all right? And that's okay to not be into sports, despite what people want to say. Anyway, oh my God, this is a lot longer. Okay, so it's like already down here. So as you can see, my measurement is trash. And so I'm going to just do this here. Okay, this is a lot longer. I should have made this smaller, but here we are. Okay, and then this is supposed to, what the, oh God. Okay, so this is bad. So I also sort of treat this like a puzzle, trying to figure out where does everything go. And I don't know. And I was a lot more ambitious in freehand drawing than how I am now, where I just bum rush through everything so I can get to the inks and colors. Since I'm not going to do inks and colors, I don't know what's going to happen. Not going to look good, probably. Oh my goodness gracious, boy. What are you doing? Yeah, you can let it fall and that's it, or you just take it down piece by piece, okay? Don't just cause chaos behind me all the time, please. Well, obviously, yes. Uh-huh. Well, not the way you keep turning on the batteries and leaving it on for, oh my goodness gracious, it's like a freaking demolition in the background. Goodness, well, not seriously, but it's like you really don't have to make that much noise. What is going? Okay, just take down everything quietly, please. Why do you have to destroy and knock things over? Just start all over from scratch then if it's not working out, all right? Yeah, so take it down, but you don't have to just, throw in a fit of rage. He doesn't have fits of rage, thankfully. Anyway, high school. So in this class, I guess I can reiterate what happened in that class more or less. You can either have an A or an F. Like, that's freaking easy. And he said, oh, as long as you show up and do the work, you'll get an A. The only way you can get an F, you just don't show up and do anything at all. So everyone, no matter how, whatever art they contributed, as long as they put effort into it, gives you an A. I don't know if you just, you do a stick figure of King Tut and it's called King Butt. And then here you go, maybe he will not be like that. He will make an exception like, okay, maybe you should stop drawing. But, oh my God, this has little things here. Okay, I forgot about that. But basically, you can get an A or an F just by doing the work. And that's it. And it's not like super high demanding. You have to do like the Sistine Chapel. No, far from that. Okay, why is that a beard? Like, I have questions. So, okay, finally, I want to get to the face because that is my only strength and I can work my way from there. And I need to. And yes, you have to. What? I just saw 4 people and then they like, nope, don't want it. Bye. Do I have to put propaganda in my tags for people to look on here? I don't want to do that. Shoot. What do they expect when I post those things? And I was, I also got like it's a commie bot again. Oh, I'm like, really? Do we still have bots? I am curious. Do we still have bots? I haven't heard about that word maybe since Yahoo. I'm going to say Yahoo. That's a long time ago. They stopped having their own messaging system. Long ago. Oh, God. I think they expect someone to be like a whole freaking war propaganda nut job who just likes to post fear-mongering war thingies and, hey, guess what? Y'all lost. It's not about that. I think when people see such things, especially in the US, and they did not learn about that history, and then they go haywire and say a whole bunch of crazy, insulting, rude things. I don't... What's the term? I don't ban you. I don't remove your comments. Okay, so I'll take that part back. I did remove some comments, but it's only those who are... Sorry, my mouth is dry. It's only those who repeat the same information that they are spouting in their responses. Like, they have 5 of the same responses in a long paragraph, and they're just clogging up the comments. I don't like those. Oh, and I'll keep one of them. And then the rest I will delete. If it's the same damn thing, I will delete those. That's the only exception. Otherwise, I don't remove your comments. Even if they're rude, even if they're racist, I will not remove them. Only if you're just taking up too much space and I can't see other people's comments. That's not right. Don't do that, okay? Other than that, I may like raise an eyebrow or go, oh God, this again. And I would just go back, resuming the scrolling. That's all I can really do, okay? Maybe less than 5 I've actually sent genuine comments, and even then maybe 2 I actually sent ones where I actually said something, had an opinion. But for those who want to insist that I'm a bot, whatever helps you sleep at night, go on ahead. Okay. Unfortunately, they do not have too many movies about the Korean War. However, if you are that interested and you want to clown on this movie, and I get it, I watched it too. It's like, oh my God, really? But if you want to see the nitty gritty or at least some documentaries, they have them available on YouTube. Just look up Korean War and they have like a few handfuls and maybe some interviews. I don't know about interviews because they're really old or they're already dead, unfortunately. Rest in peace. And yet, it's accessible on YouTube for free. So feel free to watch the Korean War there. But bear in mind, it does get a little dry. It's not as flashy and action-packed like these kinds of movies, which is attention grabbing. Bear in mind, it's a movie, okay? I don't like talking down to people, but the comments I was seeing, it's like, do I have to reiterate that it's a movie? It's going to have propaganda. And it's not the only war movie with propaganda. Come on, America. Why are we acting like we never had a single piece of propaganda war related in our entire history, okay? And it's not just in movies. Oh my God, political cartoons themselves, hello, like Disney and Looney Tunes alone. The political cartoons were a lot more blatant, a lot more forefront with the racism, and then signs and advertisements, war enlistings. I mean, not war, like army enlistings and stuff. It's littered with propaganda. Jeez. So before you start clowning on this movie alone, and yes, they have their own war, like what war movie does not, okay? Even comic books had it. Captain America, Wonder Woman, Wolverine was in. I think they fought during World War II. I'm not sure about Superman, but I'm not that big on DC, but I remember, yeah, they even showed in the movies, they had a picture of like the roster of some Marvel characters during World War II. Tell me that's not propaganda, okay? So anyway, I don't know. I don't like having to bring it up about the war shorts all the time, but I feel like I kind of have to since my stuff is on there. I mean, they are on there, and I was originally not going to talk about them. Oh no, I shouldn't have done that. Oops. And I'm not supposed to erase. More whoops. But here we are. Okay, so while their comments are quite a variety, I don't delete them except the ones that are clogging other people's comments. Like I can't see them. And so I have to remove, but I won't remove all of them. Just like one I will keep and then the rest get rid of. Then that's it. Despite which I am still thankful for those who are still willing to engage, that are willing to watch the shorts repeatedly, as some of you have admitted. Thank you so much. That's why I'm doing this challenge in the first place. I know it's not related to war, and I did the last one. I didn't continue it afterwards, but I am debating whether or not to do watercolor painting, gouache painting, or acrylic painting. I'm pretty sure I can do any of those, or I just do gouache and just treat it like an acrylic painting. It is possible. Oh my God. I'm not supposed to do the details. I'm supposed to do the general outline, then fill it in. And I'm just not following rules because I'm not in a school setting, and that's okay. Probably not. Okay, so let me see. But if I screw up, that's on me. Oh my goodness. Hey, can you lower that, please? Hey. I already told you already. And you want to bypass that in one ear, out the other? Don't do that, please. Even though it sounds like I'm asking permission from my son, here's a tip if you actually have kids or you want to have kids for whatever reason. You have to try to talk politely. Even if it sounds like you're asking for permission, in a way, it kind of trains your child to talk politely and kind. However, you're going to have to be constantly reminding them. Well, in my experience, that is the case, but I think it's different for different children. All right, some of them they'll keep doing that, but for my kid, especially when they repeat the same thing over when they think my back is turned, I have to be like, hey, what are you doing? Sorry, I shook the camera. But for the most part, he does retain some of that knowledge, and he does sound a lot more polite than what I've heard how some other kids talk. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started. I don't like to bash on other people's kids because it is rough to raise a child. Oh no, is it uneven? Hey, what did I just say? I can unplug that, Lower that. If I hear it too loud again, I'm going to go over there. I'm not going to tell him. I'm going to unplug it. I already told you. Lower it, please. Okay, so, it's all the way to the side of the head. All right. And it's not perfect already, so I messed up. But I can still hide it with some shading. So here's the other thing about art stuff. I can hide some things with shading from what I can remember. And then nose, oh boy. I always have trouble with noses. So I have to do a light. I feel like something is trying to go in front of my face. I worry it's a fruit fly. So while I do have mixed feelings about the comments, obviously, I am still grateful that you are participating in watching, commenting, liking, subscribing to my channel. So for that, thank you so much. Okay, I seriously appreciate it. Even if they're rude, even if they say some ratchet stuff and you're denying things, still thank you regardless, all right? It'd be nice to be nice, though. Well, whatever. I will try to be a little bit more engaging. Well, at most, I do the title and then maybe some comments if they ask certain things that they're not sure of. You can also Google it, okay? You don't have to ask me. You can check on Google, because I do that. I don't know everything. I check on Google myself. I check on YouTube as well. So I don't want to say I know the world and all of it's in front of me. No, I don't know a lot of things, but it's okay to not know that and look for help, look for information, and use critical thinking to determine whether or not it's correct and useful for you. I assume that's what people still learn. I don't know. I haven't been in school in a long time. All right. Okay. So he's sort of looking like the guy. Like, have any of you ever watched like his documentary about the life of King Tutankhamun? I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but oof, this poor guy, man. That is a life. And it wasn't even that long of a life. And he had a whole bunch of genetic disorders because of his family line, where they intermingle. And because of their intermingling of keeping the blood pure, their generations have multiple birth defects and disorders. And it's like, geez, man. I don't know. I don't know about that stuff. It happened. It's what's that? What do I got to say about that? Like that's what they did in history, and that's what they get. I don't mean like that's what they get. I mean like that's what happens when they do such things. But yeah, they still have a whole bunch of things going on that is still intriguing, that is still interesting, and especially their art, their writing systems, their irrigation systems, their fashion and culture, livelihood. The teacher that taught us this, oh my God, this just looks off. It looks like it's slanting. Where I'm at, it looks normal, but I think overhead, it's... Okay, so I definitely have to fix this later. I haven't done... Maybe I could prop this up a bit so I have a better perspective, because this is kind of weird. Where is my thing? Where is my thing? Oh my God. I like using words. Okay, this is slightly better. Oh, shoot. Because I need it like this. Okay, so maybe I can, what the heck, prop it on though? Do you want me to go over there? Let me, okay, excuse me. I already said I was going to get up there next time he does this. Why is it breathing up? Does the volume go by itself? No. Or are you putting up by yourself? I already told you not to do that, okay? Yeah. It's one thing where the person who does not like hearing too many loud noises hears it and it's too noisy. And that's my husband. But when he does it around me, and I told him not to do it so loud because it's not good for your ears, he keeps doing it. It's like, what are you trying to do here, huh? Yeah, it's hella off. Okay, so Okie dokie. I can probably fix it. I don't have a stand for it to sit up properly. Can I use this? Can I use this? Let's find out. Okay, it's a little... Okay, I have some ports. All right, so now I can... Now. Okay. Yeah, it's super slanted. How am I going to fix that? I don't know. I already broke multiple rules on here. I was supposed to like do the outer layer. I started and I was getting kind of bored. So yeah, that's my fault. So I'm not as good at... I think when I was younger, I was a lot more serious in drawing compared to now. Now I just try to bum rush through the pencil work so I can get onto the pens or the painting, because I do like coloring even if I'm not very good at it. Okay. And so, oh boy, this is rough. Okay, and then mouth. I need the mouth. I'm sorry, I need to adjust this. Right. All right. Who's bothering me? Blah. No, thank you. Okay, so it's just male. Okay, and that's not for me. Anyway, why are you slanted? And then the eye. I have the chance to fix the eye, thankfully, because there is shading involved, but I screwed up because I thought I can do this, and I'm not. I was a lot better at drawing in high school, fun fact, and I'm learning this now. Oh, God. And no one wants to watch me draw. Like, I see people coming and going. I don't mean that one. I mean, they just come in here and they leave, and I'm trying not to scare them off like I did before. I'm trying to be inviting. Is that a word? Yeah. Not hospitable. I'd be like, hey, welcome. You know, I'm not very good at that, unfortunately. Real life and online. I try to be nice, but sometimes I don't know. Ew, this is bad. Okay. Okay, so okie dokie. This is here. And I know that it starts to fade down there. So all right, so now we have here. How does that mouth work? Okay, that doesn't sound right, but I'm looking at this guy's mouth and it's a little questionable. My arm chubs. Let's see. I forgot if we drew Nefertiti. Maybe not. Or I think another class did. Oh, there was a time when I was drawing this in class. I mentioned this on Instagram, but I didn't mention it here. We were drawing this subject, King Tut's tomb, the outer covering, I think, or sarcophagus cover. I'm not sure which part. They had layers. That's all I remember. And then we're all drawing. I already know how to draw, but I don't always say, oh, I'm the best. No, I was never like that. I was like, oh, gosh, there's always someone better than me. I always have that mindset, even up to right now. But I was just minding my own business, just doing the work. And then the teacher saw my drawing of King Tut. He grabbed it, and then he went, see, guys, the system works. The system works. And I was like, oh gosh. I was seriously just recoiling down into my chair, just, oh, sweet Lord, let lightning strike me. And my classmate next to me was like, ha ha. I'm like, oh, I mean, hey, man, if it happened to him and not me, I'd probably do the same thing. Or I'd be like, oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Those are the two reactions I would get. Either I'd be very apologetic, or haha, you know, depending on how much I knew that person. But he was watching my work off and on. He was like, oh yeah, your stuff's cool. And then he was good at drawing too. Actually, a lot of people who didn't realize they were good at art, they did so well. I was like, man, I wish I can do that too. Because include things I'd never even thought of, or they have better technique at shading I was jealous of. And so, yeah, it was really cool drawing with other artists in school. However, do I do that now? Answer is I did a little. I mentioned before I was in a group live stream with Things Are Getting Sketchy, and I only did that 2 times. That was interesting in itself. It was quite fun for me. A little nerve-wracking for the introvert, antisocial me, but it was quite cool to try. Especially, I never did that before with my other friends. I'm tongue-tied, I swear. I never drew with other artists until last year. And so I noticed that, and I was like, how come I don't draw with anyone else? The answer was I didn't really have art friends. I was the only one drawing. There was another girl in high school that drew, but she was in another crowd, and she was with the cool kids who were into hip hop and rap and breakdancing. And then I was not. I was not, none of that. I was with the geeks, the ones who like the anime, who were in the calculus class or AP college courses, or the lazy student who would mess with the grading curve because his scores were so high, and yet he would sleep in class. I was around that kind of group in high school. Okay, we didn't even have a name, but I don't know. I think we were just geeks. And I was just the one who drew and barely did. I mean, I did okay in class, enough to not fail at least, but yeah. Okay, so that's something, but I'm not supposed to be doing it like this. But since I'm not in a classroom setting, it should be fine. Oh God, is there? Oh, there's a reflection. Okay, so he's a little chubby in the cheeks. That's fine. I don't mind a little chub. Ah! Don't mind that. It's just my friend. Okay, so here, and then we have a line. So I do have a little confidence as to where these lines are, because I'm always more preferable in working on the face. But everywhere else afterwards, I don't know. I'm trying to remember what else happened in that class. Oh gosh, see, it's slanting. You can't tell, but I can tell it's pretty awful. I have to fix it. So even if you do outlines and you mess up, if you draw much lighter than what I was doing, you have a more chances to fix your mistakes within the 7 to 8 levels of drawing. And by that, like, the darker you add it, it's like another layer that's gone. And if you mess up, you have a few more chances. But if you just, it doesn't work out and you keep making the mistakes, well, that's on you. That's your fault. So, yeah, I accept that. It sucks, but that's what I did. I didn't listen to the process, and this is what I get. But it's still light enough, but I have to hide it with shading and details. So let's hope I can do that. And oh, this thing is all right. So now, it turned dark. All right. I think the eyes are much larger, and this is like here. So yeah, I still have opportunity. So that's what I have so far. It's all right, kind of. Or maybe this is not supposed to be that long. Or the eye's supposed to be bigger. Oh gosh. Ha ha ha. Screwing up live is terrifying. But here we are. Okay, this one's like a little bit here. Oh, if you're on live and you're still wondering what the title of the movie is, it's called The Volunteers to the War. So if you're watching, thank you. There's your title. But if you already know, that's fine. Just letting you know. Title of the movie is The Volunteers to the War. And there's like, what's it called? The colon? Like, to the volunteers, colon. No. The volunteers, colon, to the war. Yeah. But if you're rude and saying weird things about the movie title and you're asking it in a rude manner, I'm not going to respond. Okay. You had the time to scroll around on YouTube. You can find the title from other people, from my responses from other people. So I assume you can figure. That's what I do. Okay, if I don't know, I look around. Okay, where do I find that answer? And I find out other people have asked it before. Well, that's what I do anyway. But some people like things handed to them, and it's okay to ask. Just don't be freaking rude all the time. I know it's edgy and cool to sound rough around the edges, but hey, not on my watch. You can do that on your own time. But if you're gonna ask me things, be nice about it, all right? And if you're not, well, see how far that takes you. Someone else will probably answer for you, okay? And that's fine. I don't mind that. I don't go, banned, don't answer for me. I don't do that. I never did that. Oh gosh, so oh boy, this thing here. I'll hold off on that now. I'm so tempted to work on detail. So that is another weakness I have. I like to fill in details, but I'm not supposed to do that here. And okay, it's a lot better now. Oh, thank God. I was like, oh, why did I'm drawing at a slant. I haven't drawn in this sketchbook in a long while. For those of you who saw what I did. It's not a lot, but for those of you who didn't, oops. Yeah, I only did a few drawings and they were mostly paintings and they all left. Okay. Did they find out the movie title and they rushed to find out how to watch the movie? Probably. They'd rather watch that than me. Okay, I don't blame them. I am kind of boring. And so I entertain myself with really bad, lame jokes. And I find them funny, so it's okay. But other people, just because I think things are funny and entertaining doesn't mean other people will. So I have to accept that and not cry in a corner and like, oh, I'm not funny, all that stuff. Did I screw up again? Probably. Actually, I had so many ideas that I wanted to do for this challenge. One of them was Chun-Li. I mentioned this earlier. Another one was more fan art from DBZ or anything from Dragon Ball, or at least from DBZ and up. I wasn't that keen on Goku when he was a little boy. I think I was a little bit, but I don't know. It was just okay. There was also, oh my God, this is so not right. And I'm making it to, oh goodness gracious, what am I doing? Oh, it was a little harder than I thought. Sorry. Other ideas I originally wanted to do, oh no, this is not too slanted. It's more this way. I'm just making mistakes everywhere I go. What else is new? Oh, no, this is supposed to be this way. After a while, I start forgetting how the pattern works, and I'm like, oh, I screwed it up yet again. Oh, I was watching a documentary last night because I couldn't sleep. And I took a nap and then I was wired for a few hours. And then I was watching a documentary about one of the old school K-pop idols before they became part of the Korean girl group 2NE1, and it was about Dara or Sundara Park, and she had an interesting life. She was born in Korea, but then her family and herself, they moved to the Philippines, and I was like, oh, okay, all right. And then actually all of them have interesting lives, but hers in particular, because she was in the Philippines, and I'm Filipino, but not by much. And by that I mean I was born and raised in California. But then what I mean was she was admitting that she did not enjoy living there for a while, and she was quite honest about that. And usually when people hear like, oh, I don't like living here in this country, you know, people would like clown on, and there probably have been people who criticized her for that we don't know. But and then she joined like a talent agency, and I think she joined a contest where she didn't win, but because of her her charm and her appearance and her personality and being humble and having a good time what she's doing, she gained so much popularity despite being Korean in the Philippines. And they would just call her the foreigner, she's Oriental. And I was like, okay, all right. And despite only coming second place to another competitor, she was still quite busy and had like a full-fledged career and doing at least 5 jobs almost simultaneously. And it was insane. And then the documentary was showing her life, a sliver of her life after winning the contest. Like 6 months in, she was like zipping in and out into commercials, more commercials, doing some music promotions, a daily show, and just zipping around, not getting enough sleep. And I was looking at the comments, and a lot of them were like, oh, we love Dara, we love how she's blah blah blah, you know, and like they're giving her all these nice praises and proud of her representing the Philippines despite being Korean, full-blooded Korean. And she learned Tagalog and English from the Philippines, so she speaks with a Filipino accent in English. And I was like, okay, I respect that, because anyone who speaks more than one language, I respect as all hell, because I don't. I know enough to get a little bit out of trouble in some languages, mainly Mandarin and Japanese. Tagalog is like the bare minimum, but then afterwards, if you're gonna start talking to me. So yeah, they're all giving her praises and thanking her for and you know, they're still cherishing her stage presence and being humble and introducing them to K-pop when she had her stardom. And then at the same time, I was like, no one was gonna, only like maybe 1 or 2 people pointed out, but very vaguely, but like no one was gonna point out like how intense her schedule was, and she lacked sleep, and she was still, well, she's not a full-fledged adult. I mean, legally, but she still looked like a little kid, and she was getting sick often because of this intense schedule. Even her mom, oh my gosh, her mom was so awesome in that documentary. And she was so nice and supportive despite worrying for her overall well-being and health, because she was always not sleeping enough, coming back around 1, 2 in the morning after whatever photo shoot or gig that she had to do. And to do as an entertainer, she kind of just let her I think because I'm also a parent, and if my kid wanted to do something like that, I'd be like, you're getting sick on a frequent basis. No, okay. But then they would ask her, the people who work with her would ask her, like, are you okay? Like it's not like they were ignoring her well-being as well. They would ask if it's okay if you want to do this gig, you want to do this commercial, you want to go to another set to do a role. And she would say, yes, I want to do it. And then she would ignore her health. She would ignore not feeling well, to the point where she would have like fevers. And it wasn't the first time. Of course, they canceled. Of course, she went back home, and her mom was right there to pick her up and take her home. And then she would cry because she was so exhausted, but she did not want to let her fans and her colleagues down. So she was always at odds with herself, wanting to do her best at the expense of her personal health and actual rest from all this intense work. I didn't finish it. I think she eventually left that company that was arranging her stuff. But I was like, oh my God, man. Like, and she was around 19 when this happened. I'm sorry I'm telling you all the the spoiler alerts. I should have said that if you're interested. Probably not with the group I'm doing, but yeah, it was insane what she was doing at such a young age. I could barely I was like, man, I don't know what to eat today for lunch. That was my conflict, and I have to babysit later. That was it. Meanwhile, she was doing multiple gigs and meet and greets with fans, having trouble to go to a mall just to buy things with her mother. It was like, wow, man, yeah. I would never want to be famous. I'm too antisocial to be famous. I think social media wise, it's okay, a little bit anyway. But in terms of like being an entertainer and being in person all the time and wanting to do simple things, but you just cannot, oh, that's insane. So when I hear sometimes like little like nieces and nephews wanting to be famous, or like, oh, how would you feel if your son was? I was like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. After seeing all these documentaries, like the one for Nickelodeon, oh my God, I haven't watched that, but the snippets that come out and some YouTube documentaries outside of it from those who watched it, it's like, do I want to put my kid through that? No, I don't. Even if they want to, I have to be quite vigilant about their activity after their work, and that's not easy. Not all parents can do that. And some of them don't want to, some parents are like, you got to do this or else, they have that. I just want my kid to be happy, healthy, and he is useful to himself as well as others. I mean, yeah, of course, but he can help others and be useful in whatever way he can, be it like building things or what else is he good at? He does like dancing and singing, funny, but I think that might have been a brief phase. Or he likes to play, obviously, and help others when things are a little confusing. He is there to correct you. He corrects his parents. And so I would not want fame for my children, or child rather. I mean, if I had to, I have to, I don't know about being manager, because there are instances where the parents are really crappy managers and they just let them go run wild and free, and they all let them, there's no grounding for them. There's no humbleness. Eventually, like, they think they're God, and then they do whatever fuck shit they want to do because now they're famous. They can buy off anything and anyone sometimes. And I just, that is a dangerous path to go through if you don't have reservations, you don't have a good upbringing, you don't know any better, and then you become an adult and that's all you know. Oh my God. Is that correct? More or less. Was that an asp or a snake of some sort? Sorry, I ruined that whole documentary, but it is an interesting one. I want to finish it, but it was quite late and I had to go to sleep. Okay, there's a thingy there. What is a thingamabob? I'm just going to do the outline here for now. Okay. Unfortunately, I will have to finish this off camera. And whether you trust me, whether or not I will use an eraser, please trust me. I won't use it. But I don't think I can finish this all live, unfortunately, because I need to get lunch ready soon. It's already lunchtime. And then I also have to take care of some things at home, and then maybe take my kid to the park or some other. Because it's nice out. And yeah, I should take him out more when it's nice, obviously. Yeah, since a handful of people did show up despite not hanging around long enough. Well, some of them hung around a little bit, but when I started not talking about the Korean War, well, what was I expecting? Okay, I get it. It sucks, but I get it. I get it. I'm not crying. Yeah, I know I'm going to use that running gag. Okay, so that's what I have so far. It's so... Oh, this one's a little off. I can fix it. Probably. Thankfully, this has shading, so I can try to mask it with that. Probably. Yeah, I'm pretty sure people that come in here in my live streams and they're like, how come she's not talking about the movie? How come she's not talking about the band? You know, I get that. It's because I don't have to talk about it all the time. You have choices, you know. You don't have to talk about just because. I think because with YouTube and they try to, you know, you have to act a certain way with your content. And you have to, I think, who started that? I'm pretty sure either Angry Video Game Nerd or the Nostalgia Critic and his troop of Team Awesome. Almost Awesome. Is it Team Awesome? I forgot their name. But yeah, I think they set like a kind of a blueprint for other future YouTubers to want to have this kind of trope where you have to act a certain way and you have to, while you act outside the box, you also have to act like a kind of like a character or a different persona outside of what you usually do. And I get the appeal. It just does not suit me because I don't like acting weird. On the camera. I'm already weird. I don't like to make it worse. I guess that's the best way to explain. This is not going to fit on here. I already sound weird as it is, okay? And it's not like, oh, I wear it with a badge of honor and no, this is how I entertain myself, okay? That's, if people like it, that's fine. If not, you know, that's how it is and I have to accept that. It's a little bit off. What else is new? What else are you destroying with this sin against nature? I'm just kidding. Okay, so this is it so far. His ears are actually supposed to be much larger. His eyes are supposed to be a little bit bigger too, a little bit bulbous. But can creative differences count as working around such things? Probably not. So around here, I can make it a little darker. And yeah, I don't have enough space, unfortunately. Okay, so how is this so far? Not too, okay, so this one is off. His left is off. Of course you are. Yeah, the ear is much bigger than I thought, so I have to make it larger. Yeah, if I was truly drawing, like real drawing versus talking while drawing, if you want to see me really draw, I have to be absolutely silent, or I'm talking in the background with, you know, whoever's in the other room, and then that is me really drawing. Because for me to really draw and talk, I'm not good at that. For those of you who can, excuse me, for those of you who can, top-notch props to you, because I only been doing this for maybe a few months. Yes, maybe a month or two, more or less. And then prior to this, I would do much shorter talking videos on Instagram. And that one, I could not do this as long. This was like maybe between 5 minutes to 13 minutes. Whereas here, you can do how long you want. So I feel a little bit less of a time constraint compared to Instagram. I also do live streams there, but that one is a little bit more random, and that's if I feel like it, or I have a reason to be on live stream there, either as a test or why not, or people will actually say, oh, we'll actually show up. I don't mind. I think people I know will show up more on Instagram rather on YouTube. Well, last time I knew someone, so that was also friggin' fun. I need to draw more fan art for him. So yes, actually I should have done fan art, but I will definitely need to erase more. That's why I did not opt for fan art from my old friend. But this one, because I have not as much of an attachment, then I'm for sure I can get away with not feeling so bad if I screw up on this. Because if it was my friend's characters, I'd be like, oh no, I screwed it up. Why? I am ashamed. Okay, so do you have enough materials for said large marble run? I don't think so.
We don't have enough marble to do a larger run.
Yeah, you have to buy more. I don't want that. We're gonna be stepping on it. We'll be stepping all over it, and I'm gonna be screaming not so nice words. I don't want to. Yeah, no thank you. I'm not paying for that. I don't know if I should talk about this thing about child free, because I see it a lot. Who's bothering me? Back to school snacks. Nope, not my problem. So I don't like bringing too much of my opinion, because I know a lot of people don't like when the opinion is not the majority. What is it called? The unpopular opinion. Like, if you want to have kids, that's fine. If you don't want to have kids, that's fine. But trampling on people and calling everyone's kids crotch goblins and high-fiving everyone who is in your child-free little party group, that's kind of stupid. Like, why are you acting like you've never been a kid? You've never been obnoxious and annoying, okay? So, don't bash on people if they want to have kids. Well, if you know the person and it turns out maybe you should not have kids, that's fine. Just keep it in your own little fringe group, and you don't have to air it out online. But when you start airing it out online about your rage and hatred towards kids and crappy parents, it depends, okay? And if it's like a one-time thing and it was a bad day, I get it. But then if it's like a reoccurring thing, and you know, and there's a lot of people that are super child free and they brag about it. I see it alone on YouTube and Instagram, and I get why it's child free. Everything's expensive. Children are not easy to raise. The partner you have totally changes after you have a child. You know, there are many reasonable factors as to why a lot more women don't want to have children. I get that, but you cannot disregard those who do want to have children. All right, they want to have kids, and that's fine. Why would you spit on their wishes and of wanting to have children? You're like, oh, this is too overpopulated. Like, and you're not contributing to that. You're not causing garbage and filth wherever you go. You also take a crap. You also use toilet paper. You also use resources wherever you go. Don't act like not having children means you're the savior to the planet. No, you're not. You make waste too. So don't be so freaking harsh on people who want to have kids. Unless you know them and you kind of know that maybe they should not procreate. Okay, I get that. I totally get that. But even then, that's their business. If they want to do that, that's on them. If they start asking you for help, then you can say no. If you say yes, that's your own fault. Anyway, but everyone's different. That's life for you. They make choices. You got to stick with them. Or if you find out, oh, this isn't working out and there's no other possible way to solve the problem, and then you want out, and it can't be helped, you know. But I feel like a lot of people put so much emphasis on being child-free, and they brag about it, and they make people who have children feel bad. And I get that feeling. I get it, since I also have a kid. But at the same time, I just don't look at the comments that long. I'm like, okay, let's not look there too long. There's nothing for me there. So if you don't see anything that you're going to feel worse about, You don't have to look at it. No one's shoving your face into the pavement, forcing you to look at the child-free comments and criticisms. No one's forcing you. You don't have to look at them. But at the same time, when you see enough of them and then you're like, maybe I should say something, it depends. Okay, just tread with caution because people are always willing to cancel. You don't value my opinion. My opinion is almighty and yours is stupid, you know. I see that behavior everywhere online these days, and it's really insane. And if you have a different opinion and you're not being mean about it, but they think it's a personal attack, and I'm like, maybe you should calm down a little bit. And I see that here with the war movies too. You know, they take it, sometimes they take a personal offense to it, or they're just visibly angry. Like you can hear in the comments that they're quite angry, like, this is false, this is falsehood, this is illegal, this is a war crime. I'm like, because it's a war. Okay. But I don't trash on them on that. I don't, you know, go to every comment that's negative and have my 2 cents. Like, I'll never stop commenting if I were to do that. I just let them have it. Go ahead. It's okay to vent. It's fine. I don't take offense to that. I feel like if they were personal attacks towards me as a person, even the ones that say, oh, it's another bot account, I'm like, they don't know me. What do they know? Okay. So that's fine. I let them have it. I don't even delete those. So if you want to exercise freedom of speech, that's what you basically do. Just let them have it. However, I mean, of course, there's some special conditions where you have to do something, okay? Because I know sometimes people, like, I'm trying to remember. After this, maybe I'll stop because it's kind of long. And I got pretty far. Not by my standards, but with this kind of challenge. And you can trust me now. I didn't use the eraser in the slightest. Isn't that great? Yay. You can trust me. So, oh my God, I forgot what I was talking about. I'm tired. Solar eclipse. No, I talked about that yesterday. Last time, I mean. Yeah, the whole thing with comments and trying to, with internet, with a whole bunch of, I forgot what my first part was, so I have to start again with something else. I'm sorry. I'm not good at talking. So, yeah, a lot of comments I observe, not just my own, but in general, when I watch content and I see the comments and I see words that are invented, like echo chambers and, you know, your yes men. Well, that was an old one. That has been around for a while, but like people who always support you no matter what, even if you're wrong. Like, you got to be careful and have some, this is where, you know, critical thinking and yeah, go use a potty. And, you know, you use your own mind. You don't always believe what everyone tells you. Oh no, I messed up here. Yes, I did. Oh, I'll fix it. I swear. So my go-to phrase for this week. And it's easy to feel good when people agree with you, but then when there's always a negative, that there will be criticisms once they enter the internet. I know that as well. Okay, I get that. And so that's why I keep my mouth shut about a lot of things. And so you know, but when you want to be wrong, name calling, shaming, especially if you messed up and you don't learn from your mistakes. It's one thing where you make mistakes. We all get that. And some people may want to, you have to be good. You have to be good. You have to be good. You know, they have this, you know, these set standards on what is good and what is evil. But then when you make mistakes, it happens. I get that. Oh my God, this is off. I did too many. This has too much. This has too little. So I have to fix it again. So, yeah, there's so many ridiculous standards now that the internet is there. There's so much ridiculous standards on your morality, your appearance, the content you put out. There's a set of why else do we have an algorithm? And I don't know why lately I keep lecturing and being naggy and stuff and being on my little soapbox of art supplies. But it's just something I keep encountering while I'm online long enough. I'm pretty sure a good chunk of you are too. But at the same time, for me to not get heavily invested, don't get me wrong, I did get invested in some people's stories where they share, and it turns out I gotta criticize, I got something to say. And they keep wanting to do the wrong thing. And then it's like, what is the point? They're just gonna do what they want. So ultimately, after that stupid lesson, I realized just let them do whatever. Don't get too invested. It's so easy to get into this big black hole of, oh my gosh, this moron or these morons. And you want to help, but if they don't want to help themselves, then what's the point? You know, like how can they give advice to other people when you look at their lives and it's a train wreck? Well, why should I get advice from people who don't know how to fix themselves or seek out help when they need it? And when it's even worse when they say, already have help. I already have therapy. It's not working. And I was like, okay. What now? And then that's where I was like, this is not something you should go online for. You should go seek more help in the way that can help you, or just take a break from internet altogether and figure something out on what works best for you. But a lot of people don't want to do that, especially when therapy is quite expensive. It's not as accessible as people want to say it is. There are some therapists that try to sabotage whatever relationship or your mental health you got that's still clinging on by a thread. You know, there's all these crazy, because you're all human and all blah, blah, blah. And so it's crazy. It's crazy. And ultimately, you got to take care of yourself. It's insane. We cannot always rely on others to take care of ourselves. We know what the problem is, and it's up to us to solve that problem, to fix it sooner or later. Sooner is better than later, honestly, but before you start affecting other people, mind you. I don't know if this is even good advice, but this is just stuff I see online. And as much as I want to give good advice, I don't know. I just mind my own damn business. And if I want to talk shit, which is normal, that is another human condition, I just keep it within people who keep their mouth shut. That I know that keep their mouth shut, or they don't have, like, they're not surrounded by friends and, oh, guess what? I heard from blah, 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 you know. Also, it probably helps that I don't really have friends. And a lot of people say, oh, that's a red flag. This is another epidemic of people that are middle-aged that don't make friends. But can you blame them nowadays? Like, there's so much toxic bullshit going online. Sometimes people change over time, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worst. And I should have gone to therapy. No, wait, maybe not. Maybe that's not a good idea. I probably go, oh shit, this person again. Yeah. I should not. But this is just stuff I just encounter, like, while online, or personal experiences, and it's tiring. It's just freaking tiring. Sometimes you just want to sit down and go blah, you know? Should I do another eraser challenge? No eraser challenge, but I do something war related. If there's enough likes or comments about that, and if you actually watch this far, let me know. That'd be great. But if not, I totally get it. You don't want to watch this. You just want to watch war things. I get the adrenaline rush from watching action stuff. I get it. I just think at my age, it's more like, oh, that's a lot of work. I'm tired. I gotta go take a nap. My grandpa Simpson is poking out. That sounds gross, but I mean that, like, my old man is showing. That also doesn't sound good. Oh my God, help me. Okay, so I think I'm going to wrap things up with here. That is pretty good. Oh, not bad. No eraser. I had this. I didn't do this at all. Not bad. So I think I will stop that here. I think for me to continue this, I have to not draw this off camera for you to trust me and not use the eraser. So maybe I'll save this either for another live stream or another live stream on Instagram. Not bad at all, if I say so myself. It's not, I think the one I did in high school was a lot better because I followed the rules. But this time, despite my horrendous mistakes, as you can see. Oh boy. I managed to kind of fix it. It's not totally symmetrical. Not all of it is, mind you, but it's well enough to know that it's not ugly. All right, yay. Okay, so I will continue this maybe the next live stream or on Instagram later on if I feel like it. This weather is warm and cold again. It's pissing me off. It's like, my God, I feel like my body is not used to such things. And get rid of this. Okay, so this is the longest live stream I've had so far because I was trying to scramble what the hell I'm going to be doing for the live stream, and I did not know. But before I go, I will show this, and then you all can have a great day because I need to make something. Okay, so this is my playing cards art. I will start from, I guess, new to old. I don't know. Some of them are sticky. And as you can tell, I only started coloring the other side, and then I clearly gave up. There's too many. I don't know if I'll ever do the backside. And by that, I mean paint the backside, okay? So this one is Tetsuo. He's getting kind of grimy because he has powers. Here is the Grinch. There was another smile he had. This was not the smile I wanted, but I did another one in my sketchbook, in a small sketchbook. That's Maru, showing off that he's better than you. Oh, this one is Beavis and Butthead. And this is one of the, I think, amongst one of the first puzzle cards that I wanted. This was, I think, for Halloween last year. This was a lot of fun. I might do more of them. And I like the different skin colors for when they're zombies. I might do more of that later. Maybe. I will think about it. Hello Kitty with an eyeglass problem. She's going to have a hard time looking through that. Then there's Hello Kitty as Chucky. They already have this, but a cute version in, I think, Universal Studios. But I wanted to make her more terrifying. Trick or Treat Sam. Sally, but I kind of made her a little bit more human looking. But her neck is a bit questionable. This is Priscilla from Claymore when she becomes the awakened being. This, I kind of want to draw her. I also considered drawing her, but I don't have enough time. This is Ophelia, number 4 from also Claymore. I had a Claymore fix. It's a Grim manga. The ending's a little bit cheesy and a little bit weird near the end, but I liked it. And then this is Teresa. I liked her, though she was a little bit on her high horse. I get it. Kita from the City of Atlantis, or that Disney movie where no one really liked it. But she's all right. And this was a request for a friend that Inuyasha and what's her name? Karu? Was her name Karu? Oh my god, I forgot her name. But I didn't watch Inuyasha that much, despite it being huge in my heydays. But yeah, not bad. That's Maru again, wanting that donut. This wasn't really a fan request, but one of my friends drew something and I wanted to do my own version of it. She needs a shirt. My son did this one. Oh, so cute. I don't care what anyone says. It's a boy's drawing, but he made me a card. Oh, I will accept any gift, even if your art is not the best. I don't care about that. Just make me something, all right? So this is Pluto. I think this is what I made for him, and he made the sun. I made Pluto. This was based off one of those, that same girl I painted. That was her, but I think I was trying to make her a Psylocke, but I was failing. This was a struggle. I messed up with her hand. Her hand looks awful, but maybe I can draw a bigger version. I don't know yet. It was popular, so I'll think about it. Winnie the Pooh with, what's his face? Osaru no Mokichi. This is like another friend request. I thought this was really cute. I actually liked how this turned out. This was quite fun to do. Even though that water was intimidating. Water intimidates me, okay? Oh my god. This was from Go Gaia or Gaia Online. I did look on there. Their character sprites have changed ridiculously. It's insane. Well, not real insane. Just like, what the heck? It looks totally different from what I'm used to. And oh my god, Miss Edgelord here. Maybe that's her name, Miss Edgelord. But my username was Blubbies, and oh my god, that Fear the Wrath of Blubbies. That doesn't sound very cool, but I did like what was going on here, so I had to. And it was very nostalgic. Another friend request. It was Homer being eaten by a donut while eating a donut. And my god, he has some major booty. That donut is fighting to not just chomp down on that. Last but not least, this is an old anime OVA release called Black Magic M66. I did not find out till like last year that the M in M66 represents Mario. Black Mario M6, Black Magic Mario 66. Why did they do that? I don't know the reasoning, but that was the caption, and I was like, ew, just leave it alone. Other than that, I may think about redrawing this cyborg. What is it, cyborg or robot? I don't know, but I want to update her hair a little bit, and maybe just small tweaks of the suit or body or whatever it is. I had a lot of fun painting this first one, so I want to do another version, but maybe an updated version. That would be a great thing to consider. So yeah, this is my small art collection in card form. These were a lot of fun to do, but I don't have as much as my message cards because this is a pack of, I think, 80, whereas the message cards, while smaller, are packs of 100. Packs of 2, so I have 200 cards to work with. I have another one. I haven't worked on these in a while because I've been working on bigger paintings. I kept getting sick. I have to take care of life outside of internet. And so my time constraints, yet again, are wreaking havoc on my personal projects. And, welcome to life. So, yes, I think that is all for today. What did I do? So I was scrambling on figuring out what to draw for my thank you for the 8.9K subscribers. And I want to do a nostalgic sort of thing with King Tut. I almost called him King Butt. I'm sorry. I don't want to disrespect the dead. But I did a no eraser challenge based on something I did on high school. This is exactly what I was supposed to be doing on high school, except this paper was a lot bigger. There's no eraser on here. They literally ripped out the eraser. I forgot to mention. They had all the pencils with no erasers ripped out. All the erasers were ripped out. And so while I struggled initially, it turned out pretty good. So you have a chance to fix your mistakes. And then, yes, I got this for $10. I also showed some parts of my sketchbook. It's not a lot. If you want to see that, you got to watch this again. And then I was rambling about the war movie shorts a little bit. I feel like I kind of have to talk about that, whether I like it or not. I was originally not going to talk about it, just see how people would react. But then I figured that's kind of stupid. So I would mention some things and that I don't remove comments, unless it's just you're repeating the same thing over and over and over again. I also told those who were around the name of the movie. Yes. But if you left a comment, I will probably respond later today or tonight. It depends on how much I get done today. And then I was ranting about the child-free people who like to gang up on those who have children, and not the ones that are normal, that are fine with no kids, and they respect those who have kids. They're fine. It's the ones who just talk shit about everyone who has kids. I just felt like I should say something as someone who has a kid. But at the same time, there are exceptions. There are special cases where, okay, maybe they should not have kids. But everyone's different. They all have different personal stories as to why they have, why they don't have. And that's okay. Just don't jump on people's throats when it does not really affect your life, especially when you're ranting from a phone or a screen on your PC, whatever you're using. And then finally, I resumed with the show and tell of my small playing card art. So yes, that'll be it for now. They all saw my stuff, whoever did. Thank you for sticking around and checking out what I have. I know it's not Blade War movie shorts explanation that you wanted. and that's fine. I gotta go now. Thanks for having me. Thank you for the likes and sticking around yet again, and the 8.9K views. I will get to your comments, or at least the surface level ones, shortly after some time. And I'll see you again next time around, whatever that be. But the standard for now is 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yes, on Wednesday. Okay, I'm tired. Bye. Oh, sorry. I'm about to finish this live stream, so thanks for having me. You can watch it again on repeat. So